All right, this time around I got myself something a little different. Just a aluminum blank, and the client wanted to have a Star Wars theme for his grandchild. His son is a huge Star Wars fan and wanted to put something in their nursery for him. So I kind of went off of this. I went with a card back, and for me as a kid, this punch out looking shape was something I always remember. Every time I bought a Star Wars toy, GI Joe, whatever. But I had to have it on there because it was part of the theme in my head. So decided to do it all up in Procreate, kind of get some images and kind of trace it out, kind of get an idea, show the client before I actually get started. He okayed it, he liked my ideas, and scuffed this thing on up, hit it with some sealer, hit it with some black base, let it sit a day, then we'll go ahead and just scuff it on up. You can see from this nice and clean now. Scuff it all up, make sure everything sticks good after I start airbrushing it up. Just a light gray Scotch Brite. And because I'm not going to like really destroy my brain, I'm just going to use tape as a measurement for everything to make it easier on me. Doing a quick job here, I'm not going to try to measure everything off and make everything precise and to scale. Measure how much space I have left from side to side. From there, I'll just kind of eyeball it, take the tablet I have and kind of enlarge it to the size I need, kind of get a rough idea. Once I get it set, then I go ahead from there. And this isn't even tracing paper. This is just regular paper for taping up a car with and papering it up. So I just lay this on there, let it go through, do a quick sketch, give it some detail, kind of figure out exactly where I'm going to put everything, put it on my light table, and put some tracing vinyl on top. Tracing vinyl, you can go ahead and put it through a light, like a light table, and it'll show through, and you can actually draw on it. Unlike regular vinyl, which is kind of like a plastic, you can't really take a pencil and draw on it. Cut it out, transfer tape, a few adjustments to kind of figure out where, how low, how tall. I gotta remember, I gotta put that name above it and the header. So I'm kind of trying to get it just right and just eyeball it. All right, looks good. Dust some white around it first because the white is gonna help the red be more poppy. Just splatter a bunch of stars everywhere, and then I'll figure out where I want to have them highlighted more and less. After that, yeah, there you go. Put that red on there, that really pops it out. Looks pretty decent. Don't want to go too far over into the lightsaber where the kid's going to go. Wipe it down with a pre-cleano just to kind of get rid of any kind of overspray. Dust it in that lightsaber a little bit better so it's all pure blue looking. And once I unpeel it, you get a real nice stark, contrast of the glow from the cape. Put in a few highlights on the helmet and on the shoulders just to kind of make it show that it's just not a black mass. Yeah, my needle was a little bent, so it's like spitting out a little bit, but it didn't bother me, didn't bother the client, so what the heck. Take a brush, go ahead and give myself some details, and then start just adding details in the background. Get an old stencil, round stencil. I've had this stencil for like 35 years. Just use that on up. Boom, got myself a planet right there. Give a little atmosphere to it. Looks good. A little bit of a Milky Way-ish kind of galaxy in the background. Put some more splatters up in there. I'm pinching the hose to kind of have less pressure so it has a lot of spattle going on. Take a paper towel and go ahead and just kind of rip it and get a irregular edge, and that gives you a regular on right there, so it's not all perfectly straight. Old school Star Wars, some of the lightsabers usually kind of whitish, or a little bit of a muted color. So I went ahead and just taped it off, put a little bit of white in there, put a little haze around it. So it gives it the glow of the blue, but the center of it's like kind of white. Get a font, go ahead and do a little bit of extra to it to make it kind of Star Warsy. Put it on there, cut it all out, cut it in silver, spray it on up, let it dry. Then I start doing the little slashes back and forth in different kind of shadowing lines. Now this little piece right here is where they usually say the name of the character above the figure. So I did it in blue, so it wasn't too many different colors. And I went ahead and got it cut out in vinyl and put it on there. The thing is, I didn't cut it all out because it's hard sometimes. These letters are so small. If I pick them out, the centers may come out. So I picked out part of it just to get a center and go from there. Looked over the whole thing, made sure that all looked straight and decent for me, and everything looked pretty good. Went ahead and hit it with some clear, hit it with about good 3 or 4 coats of clear. It's laying flat, so I can just go ahead and just hammer on the clear. It's not going to run as long as I have it on the level surface. Yep, that's a mom and dad right there. Their production of that kid. And the top is the day of the kid's birthday. So, yeah. Some of the lettering peeled back a little bit when I untaped it, and I hit it with a brush, and I was like, oh, I'll fix it later. But once I did it, I was like, it kind of looks good. It looks sort of like the vintage collection where they kind of distress it on purpose. Nice, quick Christmas gift. I guess hanging on the wall with like a command strip, not that center punch thing. But yeah, looks good. All right, if you like everything you see, let me know. Follow me, like, ask questions. All right, y'all, take care. Later.